Okay, today we got a 7th generation Accord here with a complaint of a broken shift knob. Let's check it out, see what we got. And yep, as you can see here, a piece broke right off. Pretty common on these for it to break. So let's go ahead and get it off, get it replaced. I'll show you what you need to do. Alright, as you can see on this one, it broke clean off. So you can actually still press the button on this one. You can actually still drive it if needed. Sometimes these things disintegrate and they just break into a million pieces. So in any event, we're going to have to take the gear shift off and get you a closer look there. That focuses. Alright, yeah, and you can see right there where this one broke clean off, so we can actually still press it. But if yours, well, let me take it apart and I'll show you what you can do in case yours is broken and you can't drive the car. Alright, in order to fix this, we need to get the gear shift knob off of the vehicle. And the way to do it, there's 2 screws right in the back here. Now, if you can't get your shifter out of gear, you can open this up and you can get to the 2 screws like that. That'll give you enough room, as long as you have an access panel here. If you don't have one, you'll have to use a real stubby screwdriver, but you can get there, and it's just a regular Phillips screwdriver. But it's much easier to put the vehicle in gear, step on the brake, and put it all the way into first. That way we can get to the 2 screws right here. Alright, here's a shot from behind. As you can see, we just need to get these 2 screws out. So we'll just loosen them up. There's one. Go. And there's 2. Okay, once you have the 2 screws off, you should be able to just pull it straight up and off, just like that. That's what it looks like off the vehicle. And as you can see, well, actually this piece, if this comes off like that, that just drops down in there like that. So be sure not to lose or break that. But as you can see, that just pushes down right there. That's pointy. So you can actually drive the car like this if you need to. Not too easy, but you can move it up and down. Just be careful not to hurt yourself on the point. If you press more on the side, you can do it. But you can shift the vehicle like that in an emergency if you need to. If you can't get this off and it's all broken inside, most of the time you can clean the black plastic pieces that are broken out of there, and you can actually reach in through the opening and press this down and get it in and out of gear. And you can do that as an emergency measure until you can get it fixed. Hope that helps. Alright, now that we got it off, let's take it over to the bench and see if we can't get it fixed. And of course, before we get started, gotta take a sip of coffee. Ah, delicious. Usually on these, you can put a tool in there if you want, between this lower piece and the upper piece right here, to try to get it off, but you'll probably leave some tool marks. What you can do is just twist and pull a little bit, just like that, and you should be able to separate them. And you can do that, and you usually won't leave any tool marks. Well, of course you won't leave any tool marks. And then you'll have this piece right here. Now what we need to do, we need to take this plastic cover off right here. And once again, you can go in here and go at it with tools. It looks like somebody may have already done that right there. It's hard to tell. I like to come at it right here. That way, if I do leave a tool mark, it's going to get covered by the other piece. But I just come over under here, just slide a tool under there. You can use a screwdriver if you really want. And try to gently snap it apart like that. And yeah, this is, and you can see the broken piece right here. But you got to be careful, because what happens a lot of times, especially, I mean, the car's 10, 12, 15 years old now, Can you see that? That piece broke right there. You can see that piece right there should be solid like this one. So it's definitely cracked right there. We could probably reuse it, but I do have the new piece right here just in case that happened. And you can see right here the piece that broke, just like that, comes apart just like that, and you can see it has a spring on there. And you can see it's coated with white lithium grease, so we'll need to have a little bit of white lithium grease to put the new one back in. But those are your pieces right there. And I'll show you the new parts that we're going to need. Alright, this one right here, if you can read it, this is the actual knob piece that broke right there. That's that one. This right here, this part number, is the black plastic cover that's kind of cracked on this one that we're going to go ahead and replace. Right there. And then the other part that you may need, which we don't really need it on this one, but because I have a new one, I will go ahead and use it. There's the part number for the spring. Just in case anything happens to that spring, you definitely need the spring. And we're also going to use a little bit of white lithium grease. A little tube like this. Having one this size helps putting it on smaller parts like that. But you should definitely put some lithium grease on there. I highly recommend putting it on there. Alright, what we'll do is we'll just take a little bit of white lithium grease, put a little bit on there. You don't need much, just a little bit. And then we'll take the spring, and the spring just sits right in there. It's a little post right in there that goes over. Just like that. And then if you look inside here, there's a little post right inside there. Just make sure that spring goes onto that post, and then it should fit right in the grooves right there. And if it's working properly, be able to push it in and out, no problem. And then we'll just take our new cover, one that's not broken, place it over it like that. Snap it into place. Just like that. Alright, once you get it snapped into place, press the button, make sure it operates smoothly and quietly like this. Once you do that, you can take the bottom stem, just snap it back over just like that. Now you got your whole assembly back together. Now we're ready to put it back in the car. Now here's a good shot of the two pieces, the two halves, and as you can see, this one broke cleanly in half. Sometimes you might not get that lucky, and this piece right here will be shattered into 50 pieces. Just make sure that you get all those pieces out before you put it all back together. Alright, we're back in the car. While I'm thinking of it, just keep these in the same position. As you can see, they move around, so keep them where they're at. And before we put the knob back on, we're just going to put just a tiny bit of white lithium grease right on the tip there, just to help it move back and forth. Alright, and as you can see, there's a little slot right in the end of this, and that slot is going to go, alright, if I can get a shot of it, it's going to go right there. So we got to make sure that that lines up. So if it doesn't feel like it's going in all the way, it may not be on that key right there. Alright, so we'll just take our shift knob, put it back over, make sure it feels like it went in there, and it did, so we're good. Now we can just put the screws back in. Alright, these are just small little machine screws, so be careful. These things want to go everywhere. Just get it started, and use your screwdriver, put it home. You just need to get it snug. It's just get them snugged up. You don't want to strip these out, so just be careful with them. That's it. Snug and snug, so we're good. Alright, and with your key in, put your foot on the brake. Make sure it works properly. And there we go. It's all fixed. So hey, if this video helped you out, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.